我给他们打电话，不让我说话，他们先说了别回来。他们来过中国，他们看过这的情况怎么样，他们毫不怀疑中国有能力处理好这个。
盘点外国人评价中国防疫。
So our opinion.
Actually, everything is fine.
Yes.
It feels pretty safe in general.
Everything is open, so we just visited our gym, so everything is fine.
Yeah.
So
Wear
no
masks on subway.
yes, no new cases.
China has had enormous success in beating down its epidemic. We don't know what's going to happen when China tries to reopen its economy and let people go back to the factories and back to the subways and back to offices and restaurants and everything else. We don't know what's going to happen, and they're going to do it in a very slow, graduated way, but they have been in lockdown all this time. But we see the drone shots from these cities and we think, ooh, lockdown, it looks terrible, there's no traffic on the street. That's not the point of what they did. They had to do that in order to introduce the measures they were going to take that were actually going to fight the epidemic.
More safe here.
I think we're quite safe.
The situation is controlled and it's okay.
In China, it's nice. Yeah, so the current situation is very good. I think the government is doing a really good job here.
I think they were much quicker to react and to do testing. It's much better here, and tracking. It's much better.
I think there's no place I'd be happier right now. Actually,
Yeah.
China handled it so well. I look at the rest of the world, I'm so thankful. I wouldn't have a job if I was at home.
Yeah.
So,
Same.
yeah.
Every day I'm just more thankful that I stayed in China and didn't go back home. The
So
UK is a mess.
Here?
我们27区准备了140台大中小型的这种洒水车和无泡车，330余人，用了那个大概需要6500公斤的那个8次消毒液，对27区主次干道256条路基本上都要覆盖到。
The second thing overall was just the sense of individual responsibility that we saw in the Chinese people. When you travel around the country for 3 weeks and you're staying in hotels, you're traveling in trains, you're in restaurants or various places, socially distanced, very distant often, but you do meet a lot of people, a lot of Chinese individuals, and their sense of responsibility for keeping the world safe, keeping their communities safe, for doing the right thing was probably the most striking thing we saw, that sense of collective responsibility. And when you would talk about the sacrifices that were being made, it was their duty, both for their own country.
都在打疫苗吗？打好了呀。哦，好。打疫苗吗，哥们？打好了，好吧。没打，快点来哈。
我也在中国，我就没离开北京。COVID 开始，我和我先生就几分钟之内确定不离开中国是最安全的。
Угрозы с пандемией, коронавирусной инфекции и продемонстрировал затем всему миру, что можно успешно с этим бороться. Я хочу вас поздравить, уважаемые.
And you know, being a part of it, being in China during this outbreak, and seeing how the Chinese deal with it is actually amazing. You know, when the shit hits the fan, they quarantine. They take temperatures. They close down schools. They close down public transportation. As I say, they quarantine everybody coming into the country. They lock down areas of the city. They actually lock down cities. They lock down provinces to make sure that this doesn't spread any further than it has to. You know, and they're looking at life as more important.
Countries do you think we should be looking to for models that work, and can we apply those models to a larger country like the United States? So, you know, many people say Italy and Korea, yes, have their numbers, but they can't necessarily be applied to America. Is that true or not? Or is there a model that does seem to work and should be followed for everybody?
We're like the part of China, Hubei province, where a lot of the cases were in one city, Wuhan. And the US and China are different. You know, the lockdowns that we do won't be as strictly enforced, but they are very, very important. The way we do contact tracing won't be as invasive, and so won't be quite as perfect. But it is very good news that China, although they're maintaining a lot of measures, they are not seeing a rebound. They're not seeing cases coming back, even though they are sending people back to the factories and sending people back to schools. And, you know, so thank goodness if we're seeing a big rebound there.
由生气，为什么生气呢？因为我的国家在抗击病毒方面做的好像没有其他国家多，英国好像没有充分利用中国为世界争取的宝贵时间，没有采取必要的防控措施来控制疫情蔓延。现在，除非是重症患者，英国不再检测每一个有疑似症状的人，没有关闭学校，没有推进零接触的措施。英国好像没有注意到中国为防止病毒传播所做的事情，不知道英国为什么没有这么做。英国专家说了，很多人感染能产生 herd immunity 群体免疫力，意思是英国愿意让很多人得病，是吗？那我一听到这个 herd immunity 这个方法，我个人就觉得我国家已经放弃了。我是英国人，我生气，我担心我爸妈，我担心我家人。
Just come back from having the vaccine. Now let me tell you something. Let me tell you something now. China has vaccinated 100 million people in 5 days. Was this impressive achievement announced on Western media? On any Western media? Was this on their headlines that China vaccinated 100 million people in 5 days? No, it wasn't. They're too busy, too concerned, accusing and attacking other countries. Instead of just concentrating on your own country at home, like the UK and America. Look at the state of what's going on in your country. Stop accusing other countries and concentrating on their business. Sort out your own affairs first in your own country.
Residential gardens where they live, and nobody is really going out anyway because people are super careful, and this is all just because of one confirmed case. To remind you, the city has 10 million people, so it's kind of crazy. You could think that people are hysterical, but this is exactly why China has overcome this pandemic so.
Beijing, and I've been here throughout the entire epidemic. Now, for that reason, I have witnessed how China successfully implemented social distancing, or in Chinese, 零接触, which literally translates to zero contact. And today, we're going to check out some of those examples. Behind me, you can see a cage full of deliveries, all kinds of deliveries, groceries, takeout, medicine, things that people have bought online. Now what happens is the delivery man will arrive at the entrance of the community. He'll then give a call to the person receiving the...
Gonna open up and you'll be able to see a really, really beautiful view right behind me, and you'll see that red tower there that we started the conversation at. There was a case that popped up in Qingdao. 12 cases, locally contracted, so it's a big worry. They don't really know exactly where it came from. So what does Qingdao do? They test 9 million of the Qingdao residents. This country is going, well, I don't want to say they're going above and beyond. They're doing what has to be done. And other countries who might be suffering this are suffering it sort of needlessly out of their own mismanagement.